I consider the 2012 Agneepath to be one of the finest movies ever made in Bollywood. It's a well crafted, well acted, well directed revenge saga, and in my humble opinion, one of the best acting performances of Hrithik Roshan. Even though it is a remake of a classic Amitabh Bachchan film, the 2012 remake has its own personality, its own set of characters, and its own aura. In today's episode of Analyzing Evil, we will take a look at Vijay Deenanath Chauhan from the 2012 Agneepath directed by Karan Malhotra. Vijay's journey towards the path of evil starts at a very young age, the night on which he witnesses the murder of his father. Up until this point in the film, Vijay's father, Deenanath Chauhan, is a righteous man and one of the most respected teachers in the entire village. He is often shown teaching his son the importance of being on the right path, the importance of righteousness, and the importance of facing all the hardships that come in their way while they pursue what's right. Vijay's entire idea of an idealistic world shatters the night his father is falsely accused of assaulting a girl and is later hanged in front of the entire village. This incident gives Vijay a belief system that it doesn't matter how respected you are, what your reputation is, people can still turn on you under the influence of an evil force, in this case Kancha. A young boy who witnessed the murder of his father and was forced to exile Mandwa with his pregnant mother is set on a path of ruthlessness way before he commits his first murder. The trauma kills his entire childhood in one instance, desensitizes him to violence and death. Hence, even when he witnesses Rauf Lala killing someone in front of him, he doesn't budge. When Vijay joins Rauf Lala's gang, to his mother, it seemed like Vijay abandoned his father's ideology. But in the young mind, twisted by the tragedy of his father's death, he is still on the right path. The path of vengeance. Rauf Lala and his men are just pawns in Vijay's grand scheme of killing Kanchachina and taking over Mandwa. Even through his tough exterior and a life of crime, we see glimpses of softness in Vijay's character when we see him interact with the people of his locality, with Priyanka Chopra's character, with his sister Shiksha, and even with Rauf Lala's disabled son. The dichotomy of Vijay Deenanath Chauhan, one of this soft, compassionate man contrasting with an evil monster, is what makes Vijay Deenanath Chauhan a truly fascinating character. Throughout the first half of the film, we see Vijay's loyalty towards Rauf Lala, with Vijay being a bystander in all of his crimes, be it drug dealing or human trafficking. Vijay Deenanath Chauhan is not an ideal hero who wants to prevent and destroy all evil happening in front of him. Rather, he's playing the long-term game, letting some evil happen around him and using all of it as stepping stones to finally reach Kancha. One of the most powerful scenes in the film is when Rauf Lala abducts Vijay's sister.
Simon! Khalis Uchi Damdi! Khalis Ucha Dam!
Technically, this scene is a direction and acting masterclass. Sir Rishi Kapoor's performance in this particular scene is haunting. He truly comes across as a deranged psychopath blinded by vengeance. There's not even an ounce of humanity behind those eyes. And this scene is elevated once Hrithik Roshan enters. The music, the direction, and Hrithik Roshan's simple walk through the chaos makes it one of the most exhilarating scenes of Bollywood. And from a narrative point of view, this scene symbolizes Vijay's karma finally catching up to him. All of the girls that Rauf Lala sold while Vijay was a bystander in his crime, as well as the betrayal of killing Rauf Lala's son, has finally caught up to Vijay, as his own sister is now in place where once a lot of other women were. And in the eyes of his mentor, this is justified as Vijay killed his son. The scene culminates with Vijay being forced to put an end to Rauf Lala, the man who raised him and made him what he is. Vijay Chauhan's plan to avenge the death of his father is put into motion in his early childhood, with most of the decisions and betrayals being a calculated chess move instead of an impulsive or short-term decision. Vijay also makes Kanchachina believe that he is working for him and only revealing his true identity to one of the henchmen in one of the most iconic scenes from the film.
Vijay Deenanath Chauhan.
In most of the revenge films that we see in India, we are shown that the character is at peace by the end of the film. But by the end of Agneepath, killing Kancha is not only about avenging his father's death, it's also about avenging his wife and bringing freedom to the people of Mandwa. In the beginning of the film, Deenanath Chauhan warns the people of Mandwa of the consequences of surrendering their land to Kancha China.
100 साल के लिए तुम्हारी जमीनें लीज पे लेगा। 100 साल के बाद तुम में से कौन जिंदा रहेगा ये देखने के लिए कि तुम्हारी जमीनों का उसने क्या किया।
And it's poetic that Vijay is the man who brings freedom to the people of Mandwa, the freedom that Deenanath Chauhan always wanted for the people of Mandwa. By the end of the film, Vijay loses his life, with his final moments being in the arms of his mother, who has finally accepted her son.
मैं भगवान से प्रार्थना करूंगी अगली बार जब भी आओ तेरी ही बाबा करो।
Vijay's death scene is deeply moving, as earlier in the film we have a scene where Vijay expresses his longing for his mother's love.
पूरी उम्र निकल गई काली, अब तक उन्हें इतना प्यार दिखाना नहीं है। इतने सालों बाद कम से कम एक बार गले तो ये देख काली, ये मेरी आई का वो प्यार जिसे मैं 15 साल
And that scene comes full circle by the end of the film as Vijay moves on to the afterlife with the knowledge that his mother and his sister are proud of him. Vijay Deenanath Chauhan's path of moral righteousness was destroyed the night he witnessed the murder of his father. But his father's poetry about one's purpose and one's willingness to stay on the right path stays ingrained in Vijay's subconscious, becoming his twisted morality in which he allows himself to let a few people suffer and him to betray his mentor in order to fulfill a larger purpose.
और मैं सिर्फ इसलिए जिंदा हूं ताकि उनकी मौत को साकार कर सकूं।
Vijay reciting his father's poetry while hanging Kanchachina on the same tree is a cinematic peak that Bollywood is yet to recreate.
Agneepath! Agneepath! Agneepath!
Vijay Deenanath Chauhan, a young man morphed into a ruthless individual by his traumatic childhood, yet holding on to his softness throughout the years, loving his dear ones with all his heart, and never forgetting the goal of his life.